Good morning, grade threes. Welcome to Tuesday's writing for week 6 of the term, but week 3 of remote learning. It's amazing to think that we've done 3 weeks, or we're up to 3 weeks of remote learning already. We've all been doing a really good job. Now, there's one thing I want to say from the start. Some people have been saying, no, we've done this lesson before. You haven't. The big difference between this lesson and the last lesson and the last lesson is that we're having a slightly different focus. So at the moment we're working on openers and we're working on using different types of openers. So in the last lesson, yesterday's lesson, we looked at using verbs to start a sentence, and we're practicing the different sentence types, and we're practicing writing great sentences. They're very short, but they are great sentences because they have great punctuation. You're choosing some really good words, vocabulary words, and you're having a go at using different openers. So yesterday we used three verbs. Today we're going to use verbs or adverbs. Okay, so I've got the three of them there: hastily, slowly, I frequently. So one of them is a phrase. It's different to yesterday. Same kind of task, but it's a different focus to yesterday. So those people that have been writing, oh, we're doing the same thing, have a really good look because they're not. So today you're going to be using those three either phrases or words, and they're all adverbs. So an adverb describes how you do something. A verb is what you're doing, or an action, doing word. Might be run. But an adverb is describing how it's done. Okay, so I always go for a run. Okay, the verb is a run, but always tells us that it happens all the time. Okay, that's an adverb. So we've got our 4 success criteria, same as we've been doing. I can write simple, compound, and complex sentences. I can use openers that are adverbs or verbs to begin my sentences. So that's slightly different to yesterday. I can use punctuation, vocabulary, and connectives in my sentences. So the rest of VCOP needs to be in your sentences. I can use neat and accurate handwriting, which has stood out. Our handwriting is getting better. Now, one thing before I tell you exactly, I'll show the example. If you want to do some extra writing, you can do some Authors Club. So I know I spoke to a few of my students yesterday, a group of my students, and just checked in with them about their writing. And one of the things we spoke about was that if you find that this writing is not enough and it's not itching that urge to do some more writing, go and get your Authors Club book out and go and do some Authors Club. You all know how to do it. You've done plenty of it while we've been at school. So have a go at doing some Authors Club and just keep going with it. Write a story, write a book. You might want to write a book about animals, or you might want to write more of a fantasy kind of story. Okay, it might be the start of a new series of books that you write that you continue when you get back to school. So you can do things like that. There's no problem with doing things like that, and it's going to challenge some people to do that. Some people might find that this is a good challenge for them, their writing, but other people might find, all right, this is a good warm up, but I need to go and do some more writing. Okay. Now, with the sentences today, hastily, slowly, I frequently. Now, I want to just talk about, I'm going to read them and I'm going to talk about a few things that I did. Okay. So, hastily, I crossed the road, glancing left and right as I did. Now, the word hastily is an adverb because it describes how you cross the road. Hastily is you're doing it quickly, and you're in a bit of a rush. Now, I want to show you one thing that I did when I was writing. Initially, I wrote the word looking left and right as I did. But I thought, well, that's a very common word that I use all the time. It's not a wow word. It's not a good piece of vocabulary. So I crossed it out and I put in glancing. Glancing to me is a better word because a glance is just a quick look left and right, and it fits well with the word hastily because I'm doing it quickly. And looking looking is more common word and it's not quite as descriptive as glancing is. Because looking could mean that you're looking for a long time or a short time, whereas glancing is just a quick left, right, hastily as I cross the road. Okay, so you got to choose the right words. That's about word choice. This one here, slowly, my mother cried. Okay, so again, I'm practicing my talking marks. I'm remembering there's a comma at the end of somebody talking. We're going to look at commas next week, so it'll be interesting. And this last one is my complex sentence. Now, I frequently I underlined yellow because I thought that's not a word I use very frequently. So frequently is, when in this example, I frequently would mean that you're doing it often, okay? So frequently is when you do something often. So I frequently ride to school in the mornings. However, that has been difficult on freezing mornings. So these two words, difficult and freezing, they're not uncommon words. They're not words I don't use much, but I highlight them yellow because I thought they were good word choices. So making good word choices is really important because if I had said the word hard, well, that wouldn't be quite as much as difficult, as good a word as difficult. And freezing, I could have used the word cold, but freezing was a better word, better choice. And it's more descriptive and it tells everybody who's reading that freezing, it was really cold in the morning. Okay, and we're sort of moving out of those days, luckily. So that sentence maybe is a few weeks old, hey? Alright, so don't forget, if you find that this writing is not enough for you, you need to do some more, do some Authors Club. Okay? You can have a look at the sentence types if you need to. Okay? Enjoy your writing today, guys, and I'll talk to you later.